Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Hello and welcome to the Late Apex. Today we'll be discussing the exciting news that we are getting an IndyCar game in 2026 made by iRacing Studios. We'll also be talking about Thermaltake's new direct drive and sim racing setup, another company adding to the very diverse roster now of suppliers. We're going to be talking about the Rennsport console release coming closer and closer. A few people getting to try the game out. Going to be talking about R Factor 2 and Gran Turismo 2, Gran Turismo 7, apologies, and a few other iRacing elements as well. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and also me is Dave Sampson. For people who are watching live, there's been a slight delay. We had a few technical issues, but longer than 24 minutes.
It was
honestly.
strategic. We added a story.
We added a story. We had to just delay a little bit.
Yeah.
But yes. Let's discuss the iRacing IndyCar game then, shall we? Because this was announced in the last couple of days. It's a 2026 game. Did this catch you by surprise slightly?
Yes and no. Yes, because since we got IndyCar back and all the excitement and the esports series and the hype, the participation's dropped, the hype's dropped, and the esports series is, well, not here anymore. Obviously, on the pro side, of course, I can see this because, like I joked before, if Motorsport Games had held on to the license for survived all those storms a little bit longer, IndyCar Ultimate ? Like now they've got the formula down and the online servers. They could I know they're gutted.
I'm not sure if the employees at Studio 397 would particularly relish establishing a new game, honestly.
No, but you just copy LMU, press paste, rename, change the logo, change the cars, add one car, change the tracks, bam.
Sure.
Honestly, this is their formula, and it works with LMU. But so I'm not surprised. And I think, to be honest, obviously we can talk about this story, but I would like to talk a little bit about iRacing's shift in perspective since getting Motorsport Games. How many times have we on this podcast talked about what's right for us and what's right for the bank account? Console is always, like if it's a board meeting and the shareholders, they don't care that people are passionate or have spent £10,000 on a rig. When the console figures come up, they're always like, wait, less people, less resources, less license costs, and we make more money. Yeah.
Lower standards.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And we get to release a new game every year. Yeah. What do? You just increment the year number and everyone has to buy the game again. Yeah, let's do that. So since the Monster... Is it Motorsport Games or Monster Games?
Monster Games.
Oh, wow. That's going to get confusing. Since the complete acquisition of Monster Games and the rebranding of iRacing Studios, I can for sure see the angle they're coming from. So yeah, I wasn't too surprised. I did notice, actually, no, someone else in my community noticed the fact it's coming to Steam Deck.
Yes.
I have a picture of the announcement. Xbox Series X, yeah, I expected that. S, nice to see. PS5, okay, Giga, Steam, brilliant. Handheld, which to me, let's not tangent here, but hats off to Steam for pulling off. They've always like, oh, this is the future of console, like a handheld PC console that runs Linux. And I love this. Like, anyway, let's not tangent down. I could talk for hours about that. But yeah, it's great to see. There has been some backlash that I see on my side. Obviously, people, I'm not picking a camp, but there's people that feel like, why are you wasting resources and cash when you could be fixing problems and pushing iRacing? And why do we want to split the NASCAR community? Why do we want to split the IndyCar community? Obviously, the other camp are arguing we aren't. We now own Monster Games. There's staff there.
It's not Monster Games who are developing this one necessarily. It's Orentas, I think, who made the Exocross game.
Exactly.
So yeah, they do have 3 different companies, sort of part of iRacing Studios.
Correct. Yeah, they have the people and infrastructure and everything now to make this happen. So I can see where the arguments and confusion has come in. And obviously there is this side that I always mention, but as I say, I'm not picking a camp here, that if this is successful, which it can easily be on console, one of the consoles could boom and it does multi-million pounds for them, that obviously that investment can find its way back to iRacing, bigger contracts, bigger licenses, bigger events, bigger sponsors. So we don't know. We don't know the answer. Them making money, though, can never be a bad thing. But we are noticing this shift for console. Whether or not iRacing as a core, but Exocross, iRacing Arcade, IndyCar, NASCAR. That in the last year?
Yeah.
When the company, it felt like iRacing didn't know what a console was. And now, so we are seeing this shift to making loads of millions of pounds. Weird, right?
Yes. It's also going to feature the Indy NXT series, like the support series, so it makes sense that iRacing sort of announced the NXT like last week as well.
In iRacing itself, yeah.
To be added to iRacing. And this isn't just going to be like the IndyCar from iRacing being like put into its own game. Like this is a different game engine, so this is going to really be built from the ground up. It sort of seems like.
This is built from the ground up, not to be a simulator, it's to be approachable, the career mode, fun to play on a controller. They are completely different aims here.
Yeah, and they talked about a long-term partnership with iRacing. And of course, you would anticipate, well, of course, iRacing will now have the license. How will that work, actually? iRacing Studios has the license for all the IndyCar tracks, but does that limit them to just use it in the IndyCar game, or can they use it in any game that iRacing owns? Because I guess
here's the separation. There is a console license and there is a PC license. So how they're used and distributed and paid for, I don't know. I imagine no. So yeah, if the console license includes every track, then they can use them. But if the PC license, for example, the average PC license is more like a per track basis. For example, I want to preface with, for example, they could just be done in a very completely different business way. You usually find with the console deals, they're more of a package deal, right? Because, iRacing's approach is they have to charge for every track. So their approach for wanting the IndyCar license would be different. So, but I have just spoke for 2.5 minutes and I have no facts, no sources, and I'm eyeballing a lot of it.
Do you think I've said this about the Formula E game for a while. I know like a lot of people are very dismissive of the idea of Formula E game. We've seen Formula E quite extensive in R Factor 2 in the past. And I've always said how if that was released on console, I think actually it would do very well. And I think people are maybe a bit dismissive of it. I think that this IndyCar game could get some people away from the F1 games. In my mind, I'm like, if you're fed up with the F1 games, which I think a lot of people are, or if you're just disillusioned by them, or if you're just curious, I feel like an IndyCar game, seeing that IndyCar and Formula E are sort of like the rivals to Formula One in the real world, I think a lot of people would actually be like,
Yep.
oh, actually, I'm edgy. I'm not just going to go for this F1 brand. I'm going to go for this better game in my mind.
I can definitely see it doing well in America. I don't have the facts for Europe, but when I lived out in, for example, New York, well, not so much, but North Carolina especially, my kids would go to lots of friends' houses. They had the NASCAR game a lot. I remember one of my son's friends challenging me to a one-on-one because they heard of my sim race. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't see how you win this. It's far chase, split screen, NASCAR controller. I was terrible.
Gotta use the walls. You'll get Herbie style.
I can see it doing well. Console games, it's going to cost a lot of marketing, and how much of this is from IndyCar side? Like, will it be promoted at the IndyCar event? What's the take here for IndyCar themselves and iRacing themselves, money-wise? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. It can do well. I don't think it can touch. Like,
it'll never be in comparison to F1. I
No.
just mean in terms of there will be, I don't know, 20% of F1 buyers will consider buying this game, which I think is probably about 10 times more than anyone else who's going to buy this game.
Yeah, I mean, the road stuff will be fun. I'm not much of a controller player. I mean, I do play like Trackmania and GT7, but yeah, only for fun. I'm excited. Let's see. We don't know how good they are yet. We don't know.
Yeah, like it could be
Exocross,
rubbish.
we don't know
It really could be rubbish because, like, I mean, yeah, it's not. Again, it's. I'm not sure if with the company that made Exocross was originally called Orontes. I think it was. But yeah, we really don't have any form in this type of Exocross. Is very different to this, so we really don't know how good it's going to be. But I was slightly surprised that it was 2026. I know that obviously iRacing and IndyCar announced a partnership at the start of 2024, soon after the Motorsport Games deal ended. But I sort of saw that as like a stopgap almost to have like a world championship to do stuff like that. But actually, it seems like they've been working away on this game for quite a while for it to be seemingly ready within a year or 13 or 14 months.
I bet they're speaking to TK. 100%. He'll be all over this.
Yeah.
Stream Deck as well. Get a Stream Deck. Yeah. Add the porting control. But yeah, I mean, good luck to them. iRacing stand the opportunity here to make in the next 5 years more money than they've made in the previous 10.
Yeah.
And I'm excluding the iRacing money. So good luck to them. You know, they can keep their company very healthy for the next couple of decades if their console strategy works.
Yes, absolutely.
Just need the F1 license now. I mean, if they can make enough money, they can fight for that. Kuno's almost put their hat into it. I heard a rumor, that Kuno's, not recently, I think this was like 3-4 years ago, I'm not sure, that Kuno's thought about it. I mean, we saw Rennsport on Twitter. We covered it. When there was all that esport debate.
Yeah. And be like, maybe you should
give
the license to us, see what we can do.
Yeah, we can get 6 cars on the track at once.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let's move on to some hardware, shall we? Thermaltake have their own sim racing setup now. They have released a direct drive, a wheel, and a pedals setup, basically. And it seems like a pretty premium product. I think a decent test for how serious you're taking a wheel rim is whether or not it has clutch paddles. Maybe it's a bit underrated, I would say, in terms of you see all the buttons on the front, but I think clutch paddles are a decent barometer. It has that, and it looks like quite a sophisticated system they have.
Yeah, this bring up a Fanatec GT. What's it called? The Fanatec, the GT7 one, the direct drive, the GTDD Pro, the GTDD Pro. I'm just curious about saying, I have a good memory because this awfully looks familiar to something. Now, am I crazy? Yeah, and then flick to my screen.
Yeah, that is really similar, yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe they only built the quick release. I don't know, though. I will never know unless I buy one and take it apart. But yeah, it really, really reminds me of the Fanatec, the Giant Gran Turismo one. Yeah. You're curious now. The wheel, it really doesn't look good. Sorry to put a pun in it. I'm not sure. This looks like a cross between a controller. Obviously, you've got a very controller-esque buttons. Literally, I mean literally controller buttons. And then these two very snappable toggles. And I know they're snappable because Cube Controls on their old wheel had one similar. I broke the thing twice. It's just when you're getting out the rig or getting in the rig or, you know, when you're maneuvering your elbow or something, you catch that and it's going to snap. But it doesn't look too bad. It really depends on the price for me.
Yeah, do we have a price yet?
I think it's $9.99.
I had a brief look. I thought the whole thing.
You believe so? I'll let you check that while I show off pictures. The pedal set reminds me of... It'll come to me. But it does feel like Fanatec parts. A little bit rebranded. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make those accusations, although I have. So I suppose that's how it works. Moser SRP, someone's saying the pedals. Let's look.
The way that they market this as well, what I would say is that sort of the impression that I got was that this is... They're very, like, general in the way that they market it. I think some of the stuff that they say is, this is the most immersive... Experience the thrill of professional racing with the thermal take, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Yeah, it delivers ultra-precise control and lifelike force feedback. It very much is marketing for people who aren't sim racers already. Is sort of the impression I got. The market that I sort of see for this is, like, people who just fancy a racing sim. And so we'll get their entire system from Thermal Take, who can whack in the PC and all of that stuff.
Yeah, because these companies that are realising Thermal Take, Corsair...
Turtle Beach.
Sorry.
Turtle Beach is a weird one. So I'm not familiar because I think of just Turtle Beach as headsets.
Headsets. Christmas...
Do they do PC parts as well?
I don't think they did.
Is it just peripherals?
Yeah. So my kids were big console players. They'd smash their headsets. They'd last about 8-9 months. So every Christmas, we'd get lots of gifts, but same thing every year.
I had
a random Turtle Beach headset for like 20 quid. One gets blue, one gets red. Bam. Wrap them up. And then another year later, I get another Turtle Beach headset. Yeah, so sorry, where the angle I was going is they have a big brand, you know, they're very reliable, they're very well known. So it makes sense for them to package sim racing. They can definitely make the money. They have the know-how, the stock, and the they know what they're doing.
I can't find a price anywhere.
My brain tells me $9.99.
Sure. I don't think it's on this page. I searched for pounds and it did not.
Oh no, you're right.
I'll come up with anything.
Google. I don't know if it got indexed. What is?
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, so quite premium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you weren't wrong.
No, I think that's. I
9.99.
must have seen that out of the corner of my eye one time. But yeah, I'm assuming that was their listing of their product originally when Google scanned it and then they removed it.
Sure.
But I mean, it's $1 less than $1 million, so could be worth it. But yeah, we'll have to see. This is not something we're going to see or hear much about. They're using their brand to sell it. I don't know how they're going to get the marketing out, but yeah, we shall see.
Yeah.
A bit of a short story. This was just something I noticed in post with the Rennsport console release. So we saw a couple of hands-on and a couple of questions being asked. Let's say this is a very short story. We knew it was coming to console, but we didn't have much details. I watched a lot and listened to the interviews, and two things that stood out to me. It's 60 hertz maximum. Now, most console games are, but let's not forget the top-end PlayStation and the Xbox support 120 hertz. As far as I'm concerned, they're not offering that. And the other thing I did see was that the draw distances for like the LODs are massively hindered. You know, trees are popping in, things are popping in on console. They're not. Sure. You don't just get that full distance rendering and you drive around the track like the PC. So to hit the 60 with all those cars on track, you know, all the other 11, they've had to make some compromises. But anyway, that was it. I just spotted those two things: draw distances and 60 backs.
Sure. There is a video review by Thomas Harrison Lord on traction. I haven't seen the full thing about it, but I
haven't watched
read
it either.
a little bit about it, and he was like, "Hang on, why is that car going backwards? It's going backwards at Eau Rouge. That's unsettling."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you can read that article if you want to find out a little bit more about it. Yeah, obviously we already sort of know what the game is a little bit like. It seems like it's a little bit more numb as well in comparison to the PC.
Numb. Force feedback.
Like force feedback mainly, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's just
in the interview, they worded it. They were able to get their physics engine and handling completely across.
Okay, well, I'll try to find the quote that was used because, yeah, Thomas seemingly didn't feel the same way. But yeah, well, check out the Traction website or their YouTube channel, and you can see a bit more of a comprehensive talk about it. I'll be really interested if like IGN and co sort of review it and be like, I mean, they'll probably give it a 7, right? I feel like that's every IGN review.
I can't stand those reviews.
So
anymore,
we'll see. But just like how someone with like an empty mind who's like maybe played Gran Turismo, who's played the F1 games, reacts to this.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, we're not just with that, but with Rennsport versus Project Motor Racing. Which one can be decidedly the more simulatory on console?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we don't have that mindset.
R-Factor 2 released Zolder. I think we heard about this last week, but people have actually been able to give it a go this week, and it looks pretty sweet. I think this is an update.
I think it's a
like a rescan. Like I think it was already in the game.
Yeah, I think it got pulled due to licensing. I think I hardly keep up with R-Factor 2 news anymore. But if my memory serves, this got pulled and now it's back. I think
those curves look much nicer than the iRacing curves, right? I mean, there's barely anything there.
You don't want me to rant about iRacing curves right now, do you? We ain't got time. No.
It's a weird circuit, Zolder, in iRacing. I mean, I was reading into the Apex chat recently. Don't know if you were reading into it. And they were discussing about the... there was one GT3, I'm not sure if it was, maybe it was the Merc, was basically getting 4/10 and everything else through the first chicane at Zolder. Like, it was just absolutely unbeatable.
Yeah.
And it's one of them as well where you get... But anyway, back to R-Factor 2. We've got a few shots of...
Yep.
It's in game.
Yeah, it's only a small story, but if you are an R-Factor 2 goer like I used to be a million years ago, you get the gorgeous Zolder. Up next, this is definitely the reason we delayed the show, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And we didn't know anything about... Can we say we didn't know anything? I mean, Cosworth were here. We can say that because they were there and they walked. So they walked on. No, what did Alex? Someone walked.
If you mean walked on by, they gave us some wheels to show on.
No, to take off us.
I think Alex took them.
Yeah. He doesn't work for Cosworth.
Yeah.
Cosworth almost were on this stream.
As far as the people know, then we just have like paranoia and we're imagining people. as far as that were.
So Cosworth and iRacing have announced their partnership with data analysis using their, I think it was called Pi Toolbox. And they're going to be the official data analysis platform of iRacing. So this is really a throw against, like, I suppose if you're going to do it yourself with in-house software, it was Motec.
I think yeah, Motec is the main rival. I think the thing with this is that because I think we had a bit of a chat with them when they were here, that this is everything that is used in real life, but for the sim. So like that, I think that's the idea behind it, that, you know, all these professional race teams have millions of dollars of backing in order to get absolutely every little bit of telemetry they can get out of it. And this is exactly the same as that, but in the sim racing world. So it ought to be the ideal setup. It's going to be, I mean, you can probably see from some of the stuff there, it's pretty in-depth stuff. And it's not necessarily going to be super intuitive. It's not going to say, break later.
No.
Earlier. It's going to just be some lines which you're going to have to interpret.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory on Motec. just tried to research now, but I believe that 100% came from the real world as well, by the way. It wasn't...
Yeah, sure.
It was definitely brought across. But yeah, so it's really exciting. We got an opportunity to speak to them. We didn't get to ask much about Pi Toolbox because Pi Toolbox is something they already have. But like Sam mentioned, this is now coming to the sim world. You played the video, right? I didn't think if I watched it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. Haven't even watched it myself, to be honest. And they announced the Cosworth Cup Series. Do we know anything about that?
No.
Does anyone in our illustrious chat know? Because they'd say this story came on while we were putting on our tyres and doing our makeup. Well, Sam was doing his makeup. I don't need it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's here. A new series... Wait,
New competition formats include the Cosworth Cup Series to be launched on iRacing in September. And new series for iRacing Arcade.
Wait, how can it be a new series from iRacing Arcade when iRacing Arcade hasn't been released yet? They're all new. Like, do we know what that means? What there is no Cosworth in iRacing. What do they mean?
So, including the Cosworth Cup, featuring the Sims top-tier open-wheel cars and an all-new series within the new iRacing Arcade sphere, which will connect the next generation of drivers and fans. Not a big fan of that last sentence.
Open wheel? So
anything with a Delara wheel, I guess, right?
LMP2. That would be an IndyCar.
Is that open wheel?
Oh, no,
like
sorry.
IndyCar's
Sorry,
the
yeah.
one.
IndyCar, yeah. Sorry. Why did I... Yes.
But it says cars. I guess the IndyCar next?
No, but it does say... That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I said LMP2, because I just pictured the wheel in my head. But yeah, you're right. It's not an open wheel. Top tier Merc A class. Oh, I don't think...
Within iRacing Arcade, the Cosworth Cup Series will serve as the ultimate reward tier, bringing Cosworth names to homes of new audience across PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
See, this is what I meant. Already, this is a benefit from iRacing diverging into the console world. Because when they're doing this deal with Cosworth, they can be like, oh, we're going to throw you in our new super popular console game that we've got coming soon. And they get to make up all these fantasy things, cars, tracks, anything they want. And it's, it's an appealing grab for sponsors and partners. So
sure.
When used right, this can be good. Yeah, I'm excited for this. We'll see. I haven't read the whole statement myself. We haven't had a chance to. It's lucky for my watch, really.
Yeah.
Porsche All-Stars winner. Not winner, top 5.
I
won
feel
it
like a winner.
Yeah, I feel like a winner. It literally went off as we're sitting down.
Sorry, to bring up the iRacing Arcade thing, Kane. A bit weird to have an esports series on iRacing Arcade, though, right? I don't know if Circuit Superstars ever hosted any competitions.
Mate, I'd love it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the brands match. Cosworth is very
Trackmania
serious.
had Formula E esports.
Yeah.
But that's a serious sim, so.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I don't know. But like that, at least that's competitive though, right? Like that's like super competitive is Trackmania.
Right, exactly. So I'm saying serious.
And you're saying that I'm sure you're.
I'm going to take iRacing Arcade very seriously.
iRacing Arcade
100%, mate.
So no, that's fair enough.
If there's a rating system,
You're going to win one of those wheels.
Yep.
From Cosworth.
Mhm.
And congratulations to you.
By the way, it was a lush wheel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like seriously lush. Thinnest wheel I've ever held, yet the most solid.
Mm.
Yeah, really nice.
Teague was asking in chat, top tier is the Merc A class. I think the issue is that I think all the F1 teams would be an absolute nightmare to work with, especially when it comes to Formula One, with the way that Mercedes don't let anyone use different liveries on there, and it's not got any Cosworth elements on it, as far as I'm aware. A lot of the cars in iRacing have Cosworth wheels.
I think
the Merc doesn't.
I think you hit the nail on the head. And the Indy Next car makes the most sense. 100%. 100%. We know it's coming. Yeah, it makes the most sense. The old Indy car, no. I think the IndyCar Next would make a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably report more on this next week once we've had time to delve and get into it all. Because we're just covering the top level stuff that we've literally skimmed off the surface.
Yeah.
We might as well stay on this subject of iRacing, and controversial one. iRacing have announced a GT3 regional series, much like the Formula 4. So it's another GT3 series. I think it's a once an hour, but they are keeping that open and fixed. So you've got the open and fixed.
And
IMSA fixed.
Fixed.
Yeah. But Ferrari GT3 fix is gone.
Sure.
Because it's Ferrari GT3 Challenge or whatever. It's a different car.
Yeah.
So their minds, there's still the same number of series, but obviously these will be split into regions. So I'm moving to Asia. Like Asia.
You underestimate
the four of them.
the Papua New
The
Guinea
four of them
drivers
that are good. Yes, I underestimate them.
Well,
I'll finish fifth.
it's Australia as well, though, right? It's Asia and
Yeah, it's
Australia.
fine. Sixth then.
Okay.
Where am I going to finish in Europe?
So you're faster than Zach, are you?
Sometimes.
So sometimes. Okay. Big use of the word sometimes.
So I don't know what it's being split into, but so obviously it can be exciting in the sense we're getting a new series with. It will be at different tracks. So if you're a track hunter, that's going to open up more participation to tracks. But are we Did we just try and get a bonus from Ferrari GT3 fix moving away, thinking, that's good, more focused GT3 series is, and now it feels like another separation again.
But I'm confused when it comes to the F4 stuff, because I thought the F4 stuff like built into
It does.
a bigger F4
It does.
series,
But only
this
for the
doesn't
people. I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know.
But there's no esports competition at the end of it where it's like the 5 best.
Correct. That's what
from
Sam's
each.
mentioning is the regional F4 series, the 5 or whatever best from each region go through to the, because there's 2 F4 esports series. They go through to the iRacing one.
There's the FIA F4 one,
which is
but
that
that's
one.
open to everyone, right?
I don't know. There's too many. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't read if there's going to be an esports series tied to this. But you have to remember, yeah, you're right. It does. But 80% of people taking part in it aren't doing it to be the best 5 in the world. They're just taking part in an iRacing series that's official.
Sure, yeah.
It's like PES was it the PES qualifiers? You might race Porsche Cup that day, not knowing that top split's going to be 9.7k, wondering why you're in split 4.
Yeah.
But
why am I driving at Hockenheim Shorts B? I don't understand, but
it's
okay,
open
I'm
to
gonna
everyone. Yeah.
Dive in.
Yeah, a few other announcements since all the changes last week. Ferrari GT3 Challenge is moving from D to C, and regards to IMSA, Aston in, as we announced, Audi out.
Because it's not. It does. No one uses an Audi anymore in IMSA.
Well, Audi's completely out of all motorsport. They even tried to get out of F1.
Yeah.
But apparently they'd signed something.
Oh, so are there no? I know there was no like
they were gonna
teams.
Yeah, they were gonna
Audi.
support customer teams, but no, not in IMSA.
Okay, sure.
But there's more people in chat than us two can research. Is Acura still active in IMSA?
Let's have a look at the.
Because I'd love for reason to petition to get rid of that car. Maybe I'm wrong, but something in my head tells me Acura no longer.
Acura Mayer Shank Racing.
Ugh.
Oh no, that's GTP.
There you go.
Okay, no, I'm not seeing any Acuras. I'm seeing BMW, Corvette, Lambo,
good.
Lexus, which is going to be retired soon, BMW, Ford, Porsche, Ferrari.
Bam. Get rid of the Acura. Problem solved.
I don't think I mentioned Aston either. There's no pro Astons. There is an AM Aston though. So yeah, that's the thing. Yes.
I'd like the Lexus. It's all I drive in LMU. I'd like it to come to iRacing.
But by iRacing's logic, that wouldn't be included now in IMSA. Well, next season, because I think they're replacing it with a Toyota.
I don't think this. I think they are forced to pick one that's not active, but I think it's just a car limit count. We have to remember IMSA also has all of the GTPs.
Yeah.
And
So we're up to like 17?
I don't know, it's massive though.
Yeah.
But we were just assuming like it's Christmas and we're just, any new car that comes, we don't have a limit anymore. And we found there is one again, which I can understand. FPS is not free, especially with the rain and everything. Another announcement, LMP2 Fixed is back. So after the death and decline of the series, and then renaming it to the GTP or the prototype series that follows IMSA, just using GTPs, they've brought it back. So that's a thing. I don't know. I used to be an LMP2 driver. I used to run this series. The series died out. It got killed. Now it's back. I don't. We have IMSA fixed since that.
To be fair, I mean, I don't do much driving now, but over the last 2 years, I reckon LMP2 Fixed is probably my third most driven series, I reckon.
But by
I'm
that, you
that
mean you've
person.
driven it 3 times, by the way.
I reckon I've probably driven it about probably 15 races, I reckon.
In
A bunch around like VIR. I did a bunch around VIR, a bunch around Jerez.
no, I
Just
mean,
like circuits that I like.
I get it, but we have IMSA Fix, and the prototype, and the LMP2 Fix. Like, so for so obviously for GT3s, we know there's a load plus IMSA Fix, but for prototypes, you've got both have now the IMSA Fix, and their own independent fix series. Look, I'm not against it. I just wish that they were focusing on focusing. That's the best way of putting it. I wish they were focused on focusing on things and not just killing dead series. That's not what I mean, but just designing it so we don't want things to just be busy enough and then you split them. I would rather things be really busy. Like, should I always be top split with my iRating? Should I be top split 24/7? No. Am I? Yes. Would it be nice if I sometimes was car 12 in split 2? It would be pretty cool because I'd be racing people my skill level, not the top 4 drivers being, they're funded by Porsche, they're funded by, it's great.
Look at your watch, you're funded by Porsche.
Well, no, I just secured it, Did that myself.
You earned it.
Yes. It would just be nice. But it doesn't look like we're going to get that because we just keep... Well, this season, say we've got LMP2 fixed and the regional GT3 series to more dilute IMSA.
Sure.
That's it. I'm not saying I'm right about this. Right, let's see what chat's been saying. Yep, Freud change between C. Yeah, what Teague's mentioning here. Yeah, so we know GT3 fix and open at one time in the season will go to, I don't know... Lebanon or somewhere, and it's usually pretty dead. Well, now, if the regional's at Spa, it means... Like, I don't know.
It is sort of counterintuitive as well to their pricing model, seeing that with so many alternative series, you can just get away with not buying all the circuits.
Correct.
You don't need to buy Cadwell.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying I have the right answers because I don't. We don't need so many. I think IMSA should be special. Not a special event. I think IMSA should be special. Maybe move it like kill fix, make it every 2-3 hours, make it an hour long, and make it something people talk about and look forward to. Like, make it. You've crammed so much on us that nothing's special anymore. It's just this thing, like every 15 minutes.
There's every combination you could hope for.
Yeah, exactly. So use a dot.
Thing,
Make one IMSA, make it an hour long, make it every 4 hours. I'm not saying this is the right answer either. I'm saying I don't have the right answers. I would just like to see busy splits and things to look forward to, rather than just GT3 fixed, GT3 open, IMSA fixed, IMSA open, regional. And the regionals aren't, I don't believe they're restricted. You can jump in a your region race, I think, but you just don't accrue points for the top. I'm not, I think, I don't know why you would, because you're guaranteed a good ping in the correct regional. That's one nice thing, that netcode should be better.
Yeah.
It won't. Anyway.
Something about open wheel updates that you've included.
Yeah, I haven't read through this. I'll let you do this. Go on.
Okay. So starting with the new Dallara IL15, there is just enough oomph over the Super Formula Light. So the Dallara IL15 is the Indy NXT car, which is the support series to IndyCar. It's got a bit more oomph over the Super Formula Lights and the F3. It's also got the push-to-pass strategy as well, which we sort of knew about with the, I think it's called Turbo. And, so it's going to be a C-Class series.
Sorry, that's the Indy NXT car, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm getting confused.
Sorry, yeah. The 15 means that it was made in 2015. I think they've got a new one coming next year. Carry on. There'll be 2 separate fixed setup series, one for road and one for oval. So this creates a clear ladder with the PM18, which is one of the Road to Indy cars, at D, the IL15, which is called something, I can't remember what it's called, at C, and IndyCar at B. So I don't think that White mix. Oh, so the IL-15. So yeah, that's the new car at C. On the road side, the USF 2000. That's the other one at D. The IL-15 at C, and the IndyCar at B. To streamline things, the PM18 Road Series is being retired, though the car remains alive and well in the Junior Open Wheel Oval Series.
And that was streamlining.
So basically, we're going to have on roads. We're going to have the PM18, which no one drives, and then the IndyCar next at C and the IndyCar at B.
Yep.
Oh, that's the oval. So on the road side, we've got the USF 2000, which no one drives at D, the new car at C, and IndyCar at B. But then there's also a PM18, which no one drives, road series.
That's
being retired.
Yeah.
That's not happening, but there is an oval series for it, for some reason. They need to, you know, it's like clutter. They're like hoarders. You just need to sometimes throw stuff out.
Because I'm right in saying we still have on road F3, Super Formula Light, and IL-15. Road.
And Formula Renault 3.5.
Yeah, all road series.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, F3 and Super Formula Lights are too similar.
Apparently, they're considering a IndyCar Next Road and Oval combined series, but it would be tied into the Real World 2026 schedule.
I love that they did that for the Formula One. I thought it was brilliant. I never took part.
They did it for they do it for IndyCar as well,
Yeah.
and that's really good fun because they do like 2 third-length races. I did quite a few of them last year at like Mid Ohio and a few of the other road circuits, and that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. So I'd be down for that, more series like that where it's like one race every 3 weeks or so. Again, something to sort of build up to.
Yeah. We're talking about iRacing, so I'm going to quickly inject because I've been doing a lot of LMU recently, and I've been doing not just the dailies, like the iRacing daily, like the every hour, every half an hour there's a race thing is there on LMU. That's what I used to do. Lately, I've been doing what's called the online champs, and they are only on certain days. There's 4 series. They're on certain days at certain times. And at first, I thought, what's the point? Like, just make it hourly. Or I didn't really process it. Now I get it because you look forward to it. It's busier because everyone's taking part. And man, this is what iRacing misses. We have these sort of things on the weekend, you know, IMSA Endurance, GT Endurance, that you can do solo. Let's remember, you can solo them. You've got all these things that crop up on the weekend. But man, give us, like I said about IMSA making it special, give us something in the week that's not every half an hour, that you rock up and there's a ton of splits and everyone you're talking to is driving it. Like, I wish, like, when we say in the Discord or where we're chatting in the community, are you doing IMSA? And people say yes, but you never see them on track because you're all doing one of the 848 happening today or 84, whatever, how many. Wouldn't it be nice if there were, like...
I mean, I've got a solution to this.
Yeah.
If the participation gets low enough, then only the strength of field races will become popular. And then what you're complaining about is something that, or what you want is something that happens with
that's when the
series on iRacing.
Yeah, but that's when the series is dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just 26
so
people.
I think
like,
you should start driving the Lotus 49. And then that's literally what you're asking for, pretty much.
No. I just want that element of something to look forward to. You know, that's... iRacing has everything, and weekends sure does have those things to look forward to. Are you doing the 6 hour, you're doing the 3 hour, doing the 2.4? That's great, but I'd love some midweek things to look forward to. Thomas and Harrison Lord in chat?
Yeah, Thomas, I was saying earlier on of how I was reading your review, but sort of just skimming through it earlier on. I think you mentioned something about the force feedback not being particularly nice compared to the PC. It would be great to have your perspective on, whether it feels different, basically, PC to console, and how different it feels when it comes to like the physics and stuff.
But you know what Rennsport would have sneakily done at the last minute for the console release is change their PC one to match the console.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is.
Sneaky.
It's the same.
Sneaky.
It's worse, but it's the same.
It's the same. No, sorry, we were talking about the iRacing GT3 regional series that's just been announced. No, we were talking about the new IndyCar Next. We've been talking about a lot in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All iRacing.
One more news story, shall we go for? The Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. It's the August car release for GTC.
I don't know what cars have been added. I saw the thumbnail. None of them.
No.
I recognise.
always never know whether to put this on. I don't know how many people still thrive for this game.
The Afeela 1. Oh, sorry. Afeela 1.
Looks electric.
Okay, that looks quite cool. That's a concept car.
Nice.
Oh, I swear that one was in like...
The Vision ones are the very nice ones.
Yeah. I don't know who designs them. I don't know if they actually get people from these companies to design them, or whether it's just one employee at Gran Turismo. It's just like, my task for this week is to design.
Is the Sony electric car. Oh, so Thomas Harrison Lord was saying with the Revo Sim wheel on the way to set it up.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, yeah.
That must be the hardest thing, going to all these events and review it. Like doing they do their hands-on feel, but it must be so hard, because how does Thomas distinguish what, like, he's feeling through their settings and force feedback settings and how it's dialed in and the wheel rotation to what the game's trying to tell him? It must be really hard. Because you don't want to say, it's the best force feedback I've ever felt, and then everyone gets it in their hands and it's awful, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Tough out there.
I would like to give a shout out to the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup.
I thought you were going to say me. For a second there.
I just really want to say thank you for everything you've done. You could give a shout out to someone. I doubt she's listening. But
oh, my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
There you go. 5?
6. Yes, she is not listening. It's my wife's birthday today, so bam. Thank you, Sam. Yeah. He's always got my back.
Yeah, I don't think we announced this on the last podcast. Maybe we did. But AOA Porsche Cup is
you
back.
said it's filling quick.
Yeah. So yeah, do make sure to sign up for Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. Usually a lot of fun. 8 rounds this season. We've got Mexico City at round 2, which will be really, really fun. And some other really great circuits. I think Imola and Road Atlanta, which are absolute stalwarts in the series, will be making their return. So make sure to sign up to the AOA Porsche Cup over on apexracingleague.com and confirm your spot on the grid. I don't think maybe we leave the last thing to next week. I'm not quite sure, because I don't really have anything to talk about it right now. But did you have anything else you wanted to mention?
No, let's see. A lot of these things we've been discussing always ends with but let's see how it works out. I'm quite excited for this Cosworth thing, especially if it's more approachable than Motec, because with handling Motec, you have to convert all the data. It's pretty complex. It'd be nice to see how Cosworth approach this, if it is going to be friendly to a sim racer, because let's face it, Pi Toolbox and the real life counterpart, and they're used by racing engineers who studied and understand all of this. We sim racers, we look at brake trace, throttle trace.
And to be fair, one of the things that when we were chatting to Cosworth about this was that potentially, you can simplify it to a certain extent where you only see the brake trace. You don't need to see everything. You can just see the pedal inputs.
Yeah.
But again, it's still not especially with a lot of AI development as well. It is changing to say that it's more intuitive than that.
Correct. Yeah. So people think they're looking at telemetry and they look at their brake trace and the throttle trace. That's great. That's a good driver thing to maybe learn. But what you should be looking at is your ABS, your bottoming, suspension. Your the lean of your car, a lot more complex stuff. And unfortunately, in Motec, it's very, very complicated. And how do you tell is all this good or is all this bad? It doesn't just go green and red to say yay.
Yeah.
You need to. How do you interpret it and understand it and go forward? So I'd be interested to see if there's any side of that to help a sim racer understand, or if it is just going to be, here's NASA's space control system.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Here's all the graphs, and so it'll be interesting to see that. Obviously, I'm excited. The regional thing could work out. Maybe it goes to an esports series. If they are just diluting another series, then I'm not really a fan, because I agree. I'm not just saying people will track hunt. I'll track hunt. I'm not actually going to race Leiden in a week. I'll go to Spa. It's available. You know, I have
Yeah.
the dock, so you know, and the open wheel stuff. I'm excited for the Indy Next. Will it help tidy up everything with F3 and SFL still there, with the Indy Next being so similar? I know it's got a bit more oomph and it has the push to
Yeah, I mean,
pass strategy.
The Super Formula Lights is really quick already, so I'm surprised that it's actually faster than that. But I'm not familiar with the
No,
cars, honestly.
not.
But they must be rapid in that case.
Yeah, and then obviously we've got the IndyCar game, iRacing. So yeah, exciting front, lots of sims, lots of excitement. I'm excited for next week to see how many stories there are to chat about.
Yes. We'll be back then next week. For now, of course, leave a like on the video if you'd be so kind. And yeah, subscribe to Apex Racing TV and yeah, share the podcast as well to anyone who you think would be interested. But for now, from me, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, we'll say goodbye and we'll see you next time.